What's going on, folks? So here's from my vantage point, 5 legitimate questions surrounding the Trump shooting that a lot of people are asking. Let's start with the first one. Is the Secret Service going woke? Woke used to mean actually being awake to real things going on. Now it means basically hiring people for reasons other than them being the best at the job. And look at this news report that came out before the shooting about how they wanted 30% female Secret Service agents by the year 2030.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Khare to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
That workforce will be pivotal for the 2024 campaign season, which for the first time includes a former president who already has lifetime protection. Agents were there when Donald Trump was arraigned in New York.
We were able to work out the details ahead of time of how that particular day was going to go, but we will always ensure the safety of all of our protectees that we have.
Also, videos are going viral of these women agents or officers looking disheveled. And before I get to the second question, let me just be clear. God bless women. Maybe these agents did a great job. There's definitely a possibility that men made egregious errors, perhaps even bigger than theirs. Sure. But if you look at the best drivers in the world in competitions, they're all men. When you look at the fastest people, they're all men. When you look at the strongest people, they're all men. I don't follow shooting competitions, but I guess men are performing better than women on average. So if you want to make the best Secret Service team, in my view, it's going to be mostly, if not all men. To try to force women into the workforce is just a little ridiculous. We all have our pros and cons, and denying reality and nature is only going to get you brownie points among people who are delusional or just straight up liars. So often now when I see security, it'll be like a 70-year-old guy or some lady or someone that's massively obese. And it's nothing against any of those demographics. It's just like, is anybody afraid of that? Or is it deterring any sort of activity? Probably not. It defeats the whole purpose of the job. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Secret Service, like all of America, is going quote unquote woke? Personally, I know this is happening in America, but I previously thought there's no way Secret Service would play the same games as everyone else. The same way that diversity happens naturally in the NBA, they just pick the best players. But in the offices, of course, they force it. I was like, yeah, the Secret Service, it's got to be like the NBA where they just let the best play. Nope, I was wrong. Crazy. The second question that I've seen people on both sides questioning is, why did Secret Service allow Donald Trump to do a fist pump? What if there were multiple shooters? I know there's people online saying that the report was in, that the shooter is down, but how many times have we seen multiple perpetrators? The first one that comes to my mind is 9/11. I remember hearing reports that they told people it's over, and it wasn't. So obviously, when there's a shooter, how did they know it was just a lone guy? It's not that uncommon to have groups or multiple people involved. Precaution is always best for safety. What do you think? There's even this video of Donald Trump saying, like, grab my shoes, get my shoes. What does that mean? Did he have like those Trump shoes there? Did he take his shoes off? Was it another pair of shoes?
Come on. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head, bloody.
So we gotta move to the car. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes, guys. My shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
Is Trump such a boss that he literally bosses around Secret Service? Like, they can't even get through to him. It's like, you just got shot in the ear, and he's like, get my shoes, let me do my thing, shut up. It's a possibility. I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. What do you think? Did he boss up Secret Service? Should he be able to boss up Secret Service? Did they not do their job? Is Trump literally just the main character on Earth where he's that epic? He's like, let me get my photo op, let me get my shoes, let's get the hell out of here. And they're like, you're not really supposed to do that, but I guess so. You're Trump. I mean, what am I going to say? Could be that. I mean, it was obviously an epic moment amongst the chaos and the tragedy, but let me know what you think in the comments. Also, I want to say rest in peace, Corey Comparatore. Really sad what happened. He was the man killed. God bless him and his family. The third question is, what was the motive, and was it really just a lone shooter by himself? Now, the obvious motive is this kid just hated Trump. That's the obvious one. But without starting any theories, so many times before, we've seen organizations and agencies trying to groom somebody that they could kind of frame as a lone person. I mean, if you look into some of these reports that have hit mainstream media about some things that have happened, I don't even want to get into them now. It's crazy. It almost seems like it's a conspiracy theory. But we have that evidence and it's real. As are false flags. They always make people look crazy when you question a false flag, but they've happened dozens of times throughout history, and it's one of the most effective tools because emotions and public opinion is so high that they can then do what they wanted to do before the false flag. Not saying this was one, obviously. I'm just saying they always make you seem crazy where it's like, no, of course it was just a lone shooter. It's like, could be, absolutely. Millions of people hate Trump. Hundreds of millions of people love Trump. It is what it is. But I'll be waiting for more information to come out on this situation. It's just all very bizarre that he was able to climb up, shoot, and now, of course, he's dead. So dead men tell no tales. Not starting a theory. I'm not suggesting anything. These are questions people are asking. And the only way to really know is to study the information as it comes out, not just jump to conclusions, in my opinion. But what was the motive? How much did he hate Trump? Why? What did he think he was going to accomplish with this? Why did he want to do it? Everybody has a motive, even if you kind of know their motive. Like, what was the main reason that he really hated Trump if this is what happened? Let me know what you think in the comments. A bonus question real quick. Is this him in a BlackRock commercial? People online seem to be saying it is. I don't know if it is, but definitely looks like it. Very weird. The fourth question I see people asking is, did they order a stand down on the snipers who could have shot the shooter before he shot President Trump and killed a man in the stands and apparently injured another?
If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with the gorgeous ocean, the Mediterranean.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And son, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
You went right on the roof again.
I'm not going to show this whole video because I already did one yesterday if you want to watch that. But a man saw, he pointed and said, for minutes I was showing the police and others that there's a guy climbing up a roof with a gun.
3 minutes, Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
I don't know what's real yet because it's so new, but I see a lot of speculation floating that the snipers had the guy in their scope for a while, or at least a few moments, before he shot President Trump. I even saw one whole breakdown. I'm not going to share the whole thing, but essentially the guy was saying, I'm not saying what the sniper did was right, but if he did hesitate, the guy was trying to say he understood why because of what happened with the George Floyd and Derek Chauvin and how high the stakes are. If you kill somebody that is a false target, your life could be ruined in America. This isn't Syria, as the person put it in that post. So I don't know what happened, but a lot of people are speculating that perhaps somebody told him not to shoot. But once again, it's just a question. It's not a theory. It's not a claim. We'll see as more information comes out, especially if the people involved eventually talk to the public. If you look it up online, you can see that the Secret Service is actually under the Department of Homeland Security, which is led right now by Alejandro Mayorkas. When Jack Posobiec said the head of Secret Service is Secretary Mayorkas of the DHS, Elon Musk responded, he ought to be in jail. Strong words. Also, Jesse Waters broke the news that Dan Bongino says that sources tell him there were very few actual Secret Service agents posted at the Butler rally site. He says a lot of them were temporary Homeland Security agents. Bongino says this was gross incompetence by the Secret Service counter-sniper team and the entire Secret Service. Dan was, of course, Secret Service himself, so that's another interesting moment. What do you think? And the fifth question is, will this help Trump win an even bigger victory in November? I obviously think it does. Millions of people are coming out and speaking that were maybe a little hesitant, celebrities. I mean, mean, the man almost got killed. It makes you really want to rally behind him. Even myself, now more than ever, it makes me want to go to the ballot box, of course, and vote for Trump. It's not that I wanted to vote for Biden before, but I'm just a little disillusioned with politics and all the games that are being played. I live in a state where I don't think Trump's ever going to win, so my vote doesn't really matter. But at the same time, seeing what happened yesterday, it's like, yeah, of course I want to go now. Of course I'm going to feel more inspired and passionate about voting for Trump, as are tens of millions of people. Will this help Trump win in a landslide? Will this help the Republicans take the House and the Senate and actually get power? Not saying they're actually going to do anything about it, because knowing the Republicans, they won't, but there's always that possibility, like, make America great again, right? This is what everybody wants on the right. Will this moment help him? And with that being said, this is not my question, because I do think it's real, but this is leading a lot of people on social media that are not necessarily super fans of Trump asking the question of, did he stage it? Once again, I don't think it was staged, but I do see a lot of people asking that question, because question number 5 is, yeah, of course it'll help Trump. And I'll just say this to wrap up this video. I don't think it was staged. Somebody died. Obviously, emotions and tensions are high, and I get why people are upset at people asking questions. Of course, I get it. But here's the thing. When millions of right-wingers ask questions about tragedies that benefit politically the left freaks out and says you can't ask a question about this because somebody died. In fact, there's people being sued for billions of dollars over asking questions about events where people died. And a lot of, not all, but a lot of conservatives are like, no, you should be allowed to ask questions. It's the First Amendment, of course. But now you have liberals who think that anybody who questions pharmaceutical corruption is a conspiracy theorist. They thought you were a conspiracy theorist if you didn't want to wear a mask and you wanted to leave your house to go to the gym for a year. Now, all of a sudden, people that never believed in any conspiracy theories have conspiracy theories. And then people who believe in a lot of conspiracy theories are offended by others who believe in this conspiracy theory. I understand why, but all I'm going to say is, somebody who does think it's real, is you got to be able to ask questions, or else we don't have a country, freedom of the press, and we don't get answers. Me personally, I think the solution to dumb questions is asking smarter questions and giving better answers. When people lose trust in the media, the government, both parties, corporations, and pretty much everything, of course there's going to be questions on both sides on topics that maybe there shouldn't be. But on this one, even on face value of what happened and what's being reported, it's all very odd, especially the fact that mainstream media tried to downplay it at the beginning. They didn't even want to report that it was an assassination attempt. I mean, even if they were being careful, they could have said alleged assassination attempt or what looks like it could have been, but they were putting out the craziest headlines trying to downplay, like popping noises and like incident. It's like, even with all the info we're getting, it's all weird. Why did Secret Service drop the ball on that event? Should Trump get private security? Should politicians even trust Secret Service at this point? I know it's a sad thing to say. They're supposed to be the best of the best of the best, but clearly they're not.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to tell you why the shooting of President Donald Trump yesterday, without a doubt in my mind, was a planned and coordinated attack on the president inside our government, our local agency, or police force. Here's why. My name is Matthew Murphy, and I am a retired Green Beret, retired from the Special Forces Group, but I'm also a level 1 sniper.
Let me know what you think. God bless you. Give a like on this video if you like it. Subscribe. Have a good day. Pray for America and pray for the world. I appreciate you for considering anything I said.